to First Take. The Clippers and Warriors played in the regular season finale on Sunday. They'll face again in the play-in tournament on Wednesday. The Clippers end the year as the number 9 seed. They'll host the 10th-seeded Warriors. Steph Curry, who is still working his way back from that knee injury, played 29 minutes and scored 24 points. So the play-in tournament features the Suns, Trailblazers, Clippers, and Warriors for a battle of the final two seeds in the playoffs. The winner of the 7-8 matchup will go on to play the Spurs, while the winner of the 9-10 matchup will play the 7-8 loser to determine who plays, lucky for them, the Thunder. Would winning the play-in mean more for Steph Curry or Kawhi Leonard as we get to see a rematch of these two players? Stephen A., what do you think?
No, I'm going to say Kawhi Leonard. I mean, we ain't worried about no Steph Curry. If Steph Curry, no matter what happens with Steph Curry, we know who he is, the 4-time champion that he is, Mr. Box Office, the greatest shooter God has ever created. We know what he brings to the table. Plus, he missed a bunch of games this year due to his knee injury before coming back. He didn't have to come back. There was even speculation. Should the Warriors sit him out for the rest of the season? And because all you're going to do is get into the play-in, why even bother? But that brother is back. I mean, please, we got no questions about Steph Curry. Not a single question about him. We're happy to see him. Even when he's on the damn bench, we're happy to see him. That's how great he is. Kawhi Leonard is an entirely different matter. Now, let me say this. I've been, and Wendy, don't faint. I've been very pleased with what I've seen from Kawhi Leonard. Very pleased. I have to admit it. I cannot believe the availability that he has put forth. Look at that skip, that hop, skip, and jump before he pulled up for the J. I mean, Kawhi Leonard has been that dude. Let's make sure we understand that plain as day. But if he, for some reason, wasn't available, you understand, or goes down with an injury, this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to be the leader of the pack. Here we go again. Here we go again. The lack of availability. That's what we're going to be saying. This means more to Kawhi Leonard because you need to see that push from this man. The Los Angeles Clippers, he came there after being in Toronto, okay? Even the year they went to the conference finals, he was injured. He got injured, in the first or early in the second round, and they got to the conference finals without him. You want to see this brother on the basketball court, not just with the Clippers, but leading the Clippers the way he is capable of doing into a big-time playoff appearance. That's what you want to see. We see that from Kawhi Leonard. We're going to go like this. Oh, yeah, okay. That's that dude right there. That's the 2-time champion. That's the 2-time NBA Finals MVP. I mean, that's who he is. We know how gifted he is. But his availability has been his crutch. That's what we have leaned on, and he has to show that he can be reliable for these playoffs. If the Clippers lose, it needs to be with him on the court, going down swinging, being the great player that he is, not watching from the sidelines yet again. This does more for him. We have no questions about Steph Curry. We got all the questions in the world about Kawhi Leonard because of his availability.
Beat the Warriors without Kawhi on Sunday. They'll run it back for the play-in for the 9-10 matchup in the West. Steve Kerr says Steph will still be on a minutes limit in that game. Danny, does that surprise you?
Yes, this sounds crazy. This is the playoffs. What are we doing
What are
here?
we doing?
We can't have Steph on minute restriction. They also have Porzingis and Al Horford on minute restriction. You have to have all hands on deck, especially with the Clippers, who is not going to sit Kawhi Leonard again. You got Darius Garland playing at a high level, Benedict Mathurin playing at a high level. These teams are coming to play. You need your guys ready and willing to play full 48 minutes if they need to.
So from the play-in to on the way out, Doc Rivers is out as the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. The team announced on Monday. The Bucks went 97-103 during Rivers' 3 seasons in Milwaukee, with 2 first-round playoff exits and missing the postseason and play-in tournament this year. Milwaukee will now embark on their 3rd head coaching search in 3 years. Shams, what's next for Doc and for the Bucks?
So Doc Rivers will be paid out on his 8-figure salary for next season. That was the last year of his deal. And then the sides are still discussing whether he's going to stay on an advisory capacity. And injuries no doubt doomed Doc Rivers' tenure there, from Damian Lillard, Giannis in 2024 and 2025. Then Giannis only played 36 games, but a dozen current team sources tell me that there was season-long tension and disconnect between the players there and Doc Rivers. And now they're going to be on their fourth new head coach in the last 3 years. Mike Budenholzer, Adrian Griffin, Doc Rivers, and now a new hire. So this just starts a summer of change in Milwaukee. We also know the Giannis Antetokounmpo conversations will start to pick up as well.
No question. Perk, how would you describe the Doc era in Milwaukee?
I would rather talk about Doc overall. Doc about to get a jacket, a Hall of Fame jacket. I can't help it that the players in the locker room were soft. Doc is 6th all-time in wins in NBA history, 4th in the postseason. You can talk about, look at the list. I mean, people lie, numbers don't. And when it comes to Doc Rivers, my relationship with him is a brotherhood. And Danny, you know this, when it comes to him, when you win a championship with somebody, it's to the casket closed and the gates of heaven open, man. That's how much I'm a ride with Doc Rivers. So again, I know what he done when I played for him for 7.5 years. I know what kind of coach he was. I know what kind of motivator he was. And things have changed. You know, when you talk about coaching in this era of the NBA, we watched Greg Popovich. He had to change. He had to adjust. We watched Rick Carlisle. He had to change. He had to adjust. And let's just call a spade. A heart is a heart. These players are soft now. Like, if you don't have the
mental capacity.
Yeah, man, it's just different. So again, Doc Rivers, Hall of Famer, enjoy that part of it. Like, I feel like him and the Bucks, the front office, are still in a great place, because if not, Shams just reported they still discussing some type of role in the organization.
Right.
Yeah, tough role for Doc, but he is a great coach. This was a tough stint, said, due to the situation. He said coming in, like, it wouldn't give this job to anybody. But, you know, he's a great coach for good reason. But this is a bad end for, I think, all parties, honestly.
Totally. And Shams, you alluded to this, the Giannis conversation's picking up. He hasn't played since March 15th, but spoke to reporters on Sunday. When asked if he's played his last game in a Bucks uniform, Giannis said, quote, "That's a very good question. I don't know. It's not up to me. We'll see." Went on to say, "I didn't think we were going to be in this position last year, so I don't know what position we're going to be next year. If everything goes well, hopefully the Bucks want me here. Why not? But if they don't, okay." Danny, what's your first reaction?
This is absurd. I mean, at this point, I think he's trolling us. I think he likes to mess
100%.
with the media. I think he likes to mess with the organization, you know, whoever's in the locker. I don't know, but he's just bored maybe. But we know he has more control over than what he says. He has more idea of what's going on and what he wants to do. And when you're a star player, which you should have that type of leverage and power, you have a lot of say-so on what happens. So you just need to come out and say it.
Charles, let me ask you a question. So Doc and the Bucks parted ways, but they still might have a role for Doc. So that it got me speculating, because Doc is not going to waste his time, right? He's not going to waste his time on the rebuild.
Yeah.
To me, this is showing all signs that Giannis is going to be moved this offseason and going in a different direction.
Yeah, I mean, behind the scenes, everyone's been very clear. Like, Giannis, his camp, the Bucks have known since last May that he felt like it was time to part ways, that it was time to move on, that the time had come. And the Bucks, we saw at the deadline, they engaged in conversations with multiple teams. They negotiated with multiple teams. And so that's where we were in February. So now when we look into the offseason, I think everyone in the NBA understand where everything is going, where everything is at now with these two sides. And I think coming to the May draft combine, that's where a lot of these conversations will start to pick up. He wants to compete for a championship. Doc Rivers was quoted the other day saying this team doesn't.
Golden State Warriors fans, I need you to really sit with this question for a second. Is the biggest move of the summer quietly being built right in front of us? Because the more you read about Giannis, the Bucks, the coaching chaos, the contract uncertainty, and the teams circling around him, the more it starts to feel like the Warriors are not chasing a fantasy, they are stalking an opportunity. Oh, and that opportunity may have just gotten bigger. Doc Rivers is out after Milwaukee crashed to a 32-50 season, missed the playoffs, and watched the whole year get swallowed by tension, confusion, and frustration. Reuters reported that Rivers stepped down today, and ESPN had already laid out how badly things had frayed internally between Giannis, the coaching staff, and the front office. That's the first reason Warriors fans should care. The second? Golden State is not some random team getting tossed into rumors for clicks. ESPN specifically reported before the deadline that the Warriors contacted the Bucks, expressed firm interest in Giannis, and were willing to put a major package on the table. Then another ESPN report listed Golden State among the teams making offers, alongside Miami, Minnesota, and New York. So when people say Giannis to the Warriors now, this is not make-believe. It is a path the Warriors have already explored. And now, here comes the emotional part, because Giannis sounds different. The newest rumor wave has him saying he doesn't know if he's played his last game for the Bucks. He has also pushed back on how Milwaukee handled his shutdown and made it clear players don't have the control they think they do. That is frustration talking. That is disappointment talking. That is a superstar who may be looking around and realizing the version of Milwaukee he believed in is not the version standing in front of him anymore. And when a player like that starts speaking with uncertainty, every contender in the league starts dialing numbers. Now picture this from the Warriors side. Steph Curry is still the ultimate gravity machine. Draymond is still the brain. And Giannis? Giannis would be the avalanche, the force, the piece that turns all of Golden State's spacing into pure violence at the rim. Can you imagine trying to defend that? Because I can't. The Warriors have spent years searching for the kind of co-star who could carry the physical burden while Steph bends defenses with movement and shooting. Giannis is not just a fit, he is the nuclear option. He is the move that tells the NBA, no, the window is not closed, we just changed the shape of it. And here's why I come away from all of this with a favorable read for Dub Nation. The Warriors are positioned exactly where you want to be when a superstar situation gets unstable. Interested already, aggressive already, relevant already. Milwaukee's season is collapsed, the coach is gone, the relationship looks damaged, and the league knows the summer could bring action. That does not guarantee Giannis lands in the Bay, but it does mean the Warriors are in the hunt. And when a franchise with Steph Curry is in the hunt for a player like Giannis, everybody has to pay attention. So tell me this right now, would Giannis in Golden State make the Warriors the scariest team in basketball again? Comment below, hit like and subscribe, because if this thing turns from rumor to reality, yeah, it could shake the entire league.